You've seen weather reports. The hot fronts come in and the cold fronts go out. Well, I watch wave fronts come and go as well. These are fronts of collective or social mood. This is the United States social mood forecast. This is the overall social mood pattern for the United States for June of 2015. An interesting thing that I found is that this pattern will apply to many of us, although not all of us, as individuals living in the United States as well. Last week, the new paradigm configuration showed up, which means the beginning of a new chapter in U.S. social mood. Perhaps you've seen the beginning of some kind of new chapter in your life last week. While most people will be trying to get along, there'll be a background of destabilization. This might look like storms, civil unrest, protests. We're going to watch the 16th and 17th closely because there's an elevated risk of violence or volatility. Following this, we see increasing anxiety and restlessness. Now we'll take a different look at the week using maps representing U.S. consciousness. Looking back to the first week of June, we see metaphorically in this map economic concerns touching the United States, but primarily coming from outside of the United States. And during that week, we saw issues with Greece, and we saw the U.S. stock market primarily down, but not extremely down. Last week, as shown in this map, there were still concerns with Greece, but it had very little impact on the United States and U.S. markets. In the coming week, the economy is not the primary focus of the people of the United States. This is a composite map of the first 2 weeks of June. As you may be aware, there was not a lot of concern with protests or civil unrest in the news. A new wave of manic mood should begin to show up next week. Look for increases in news about protests, possibly civil unrest, and look for the folks in Washington, D.C. to be more argumentative and disagreeable than usual. Another thing to look for financially would be indicators of inflation showing up. Thanks for watching. Be well.